fooled my cheating wife into thinking I was cheating too, then ghosted her like a ninja and served her divorce papers on our anniversary. 35M, just an ordinary guy working in a mid-level office job, never expected to find myself plotting a cunning trap for my own wife. We'd been married 7 years. At first, it was steady, shared bills, weekend outings, mild disagreements over dinner choices. But somewhere along the line, I grew suspicious. She started working late too often, guarding her phone like it was top secret, disappearing for girls' nights that didn't fit her friends' schedules. I tried to trust her, to give her space. But the signs piled up. One afternoon, I came home early from the office, feigning illness to catch her off guard. She wasn't expecting me. I found her in the garage on a call, whispering softly, laughing in a tone I hadn't heard in years. After she left for errands, I checked her phone records. Lots of calls to a number I didn't recognize. I wrote it down, did a quick reverse lookup online. It belonged to some guy a few towns over. No known connection to her workplace or friends. My heart sank. She was cheating. I confronted her lightly at first. You've been distant. Everything okay? She brushed me off, acting annoyed, rolling her eyes. That night, I lay awake thinking, should I scream at her? Demand explanations? Beg her to stop? No, that wasn't me. I wanted a plan that would give me closure and a measure of justice. Something that would make her regret underestimating me. The next week, she left for a gym session at odd hours. I followed quietly. She met him at a cafe, sitting close, touching hands. I snapped a few discreet photos, my heart pounding. Proof. She thought I was clueless, entitled and smug, as if I'd never dare suspect her. On my way home, I decided on my strategy. I'd pretend I'd found someone else too. I'd drop subtle hints. Lipstick on my collar that wasn't hers. A perfume scent on my shirt I'd borrowed from a friend. Late-night work calls that ended abruptly if she entered the room. I wanted her to believe I was cheating so that she'd lose her mind trying to confirm it, feel that rotting jealousy. Then, when she least expected, I'd vanish like a ghost and slam her with divorce papers on a day she cherished, our anniversary. I started small. A receipt for a restaurant we never visited left on the passenger seat of my car. A text on my phone reading, "Had fun last night," sent from a burner number I'd arranged with a buddy. She found these clues gradually and confronted me. "What's this about?" she snapped, waving the receipt. I shrugged. Went out with a colleague after work. She squinted at me, suspicion creeping into her eyes. Perfect. Over the next few weeks, I played my role. I'd return home late, humming softly as if in a great mood. When she pressed, "Where were you?" I'd say, "Just working overtime," but I made sure to smell faintly of an unfamiliar perfume. I'd lock my phone screen quickly if she leaned close. Once I left a pair of earrings, cheap ones I'd bought at a discount store, in my gym bag. She found them and exploded. "Who do these belong to?" I pretended confusion, then said, "Oh, must be from a co-worker's prank." She didn't buy it. Her reaction intensified. She started snooping on me, following me in her car once. I made sure she saw me talking to a female friend at a diner, standing too close, smiling too warmly. The friend was in on it. She was an old classmate who agreed to help me out. My wife watched from behind tinted windows, probably seething. Good. Let her taste that bitterness. Meanwhile, I quietly consulted a lawyer. In our state, no-fault divorce laws meant I didn't need evidence of her affair to leave, but I wanted leverage in the asset division. The lawyer advised gathering proof of her infidelity. I already had photos and phone records. Perfect. He said serving the papers on a special date could add emotional weight if I wanted a personal sense of closure. I nodded grimly. Our anniversary was a month away. Time enough to perfect my plan. As the anniversary approached, I started phasing myself out of her life. I spent nights at a friend's place, only returning at dawn. She grew frantic, accusing me of betraying her, calling me selfish. The irony made my stomach twist. She was the one cheating first, yet now she howled about my supposed infidelity. Entitled. She tried to justify her own actions before, and now she couldn't handle the idea that I might do the same. Little did she know, it was all a ruse. The closer we got to the big day, the more erratic her behavior became. She rummaged through my drawers, probably hoping to find incriminating love letters or hotel receipts. I made sure to leave ambiguous scraps, like a napkin with a lipstick smudge, just to fuel her paranoia. She confronted me again, voice trembling with anger. Who is she? Don't lie. I stared at her evenly. If you trust me so little, maybe you're the one hiding something, I said. Her eyes flashed. She stumbled over her words, trying to regain the upper hand. I turned and walked away, leaving her furious and uncertain. I checked her phone when she was in the shower. Her messages to the other man dripped with worry. He might know something. He's acting strange. What if he's cheating too? The guy reassured her. No way, he's too dull. Dull. That's how they saw me. Predictable and easily deceived. They'd soon learn otherwise. A week before the anniversary, I called a private investigator to confirm I had everything I needed. The investigator's report detailed her outings, the time she spent at the guy's apartment. With these documents, I could show her pattern of betrayal if necessary. I wanted to ensure she wouldn't try to twist things around in court, claiming I was at fault. I was setting the stage carefully. I arranged for the divorce papers to be delivered on the morning of our anniversary, along with a note. I know everything. Enjoy your freedom. That same day, I planned to ghost her, disappear without leaving any clue where I'd gone. I rented a storage unit weeks ago, moving out small personal items gradually, so she wouldn't notice. I transferred money into a separate account. The lawyer would handle the legal aspects. By the time she opened that envelope, I'd be gone like a whisper in the wind. On the eve of the anniversary, she tried a new tactic. She cried, admitted she felt I was distant. She said, I want us to go on a trip, just you and me, to reconnect. I forced a sad smile. I don't think that's a good idea right now. She pressed, getting desperate. We can fix whatever is wrong between us. I love you. Hearing that hollow declaration stung. I knew the truth. She loved convenience, not me. I gently disengaged, saying I had work early tomorrow. The morning of our anniversary arrived. I woke up extra early, showered, dressed in casual clothes. She was still asleep. I stood in the doorway for a moment, looking at her. 7 years. The bed we shared, the life we built. It was all rotten underneath. I placed the divorce papers and the note on the kitchen table, where she'd see them as soon as she made her morning coffee. Then I picked up my backpack, already packed with essentials, walked out the front door, locked it quietly, and left. I spent the day elsewhere, at a friend's loft downtown. He knew my plan, offered me a spare room for a few days while I sorted out my next moves. We watched from his balcony as I turned off my phone. Let her call, scream, beg. I wanted total silence. She wouldn't find me. I had no intention of engaging in a pointless argument. I let my lawyer do the talking. Later that afternoon, I turned my phone on just to check voicemail. There were countless messages from her, starting calm, then hysterical, then furious. What is this? How dare you serve me divorce papers today? She shrieked in one recording. You can't just vanish. I need to talk to you. Another message. This is a joke, right? I know you're cheating. I have proof. The irony nearly made me laugh. She never had proof, just suspicion. Meanwhile, I had real evidence of her affair. I turned the phone off again. I pictured her reading those papers, realizing I'd outsmarted her. She probably felt humiliation, rage, maybe fear of losing financial stability if I got favorable terms. My lawyer assured me we'd request a fair division of assets. With her adultery documented, I might not get more in a no-fault state, but at least I could prevent any attempts at alimony. She earned decent money herself, so it might just be a clean break. The next day, I got a call from my lawyer. She'd contacted him, trying to negotiate, accusing me of mental cruelty by ghosting her. He reminded her that I had every right to leave, that no law forces me to stay in a toxic marriage. She demanded a meeting to discuss reconciliation. I instructed my lawyer to decline. I wanted a swift divorce. No back and forth, please. She'd faced the reality that I was done. Over the next week, my wife tried every trick in her book. She showed up at my workplace, but I'd taken a leave of absence to avoid her. She harassed some of my friends, asking where I was. They played dumb. She left teary voicemails apologizing, swearing she'd end the affair. It meant nothing, I swear, she cried. Then, a day later, she'd turned vicious again. If you think you're taking the house, you're insane. I'll fight you in court. Entitlement and desperation swirled together. She wanted control, sympathy, and a win all at once. My lawyer filed the divorce petition officially. She responded by challenging it, but she had no solid grounds. In our state, no-fault divorce means I can walk away without proving wrongdoing. Still, I had the evidence of her affair ready if she tried to smear me. Knowing this, she reluctantly agreed to settle, as long as I'd just talked to her once. My lawyer relayed the request. I refused. Talking to her wouldn't help. I had no interest in understanding her excuses. She lost that chance when she mocked my trust. Meanwhile, I quietly arranged my new life. I found a small, affordable studio apartment near my friend's place. Signed a short-term lease. I bought a new phone with a different number. Gave the number only to trusted contacts. I planned each step methodically, savoring the thought that she couldn't manipulate me now. The power dynamic reversed. She was the one grasping at straws. One evening, out of curiosity, I checked the old photos on my laptop. Wedding pictures, smiling faces, a time when I believed we were a team. It made me feel a pang of sadness. I wasn't heartless. But then I remembered her secret smiles at another man, the lies, the contempt when she thought I'd never know. I closed the folder. Nostalgia wouldn't weaken my resolve. Her lawyer tried a new angle, proposing mediation to avoid public drama. I agreed to mediation only if we stuck to asset division and legal details. No personal pleas. The mediation session was scheduled in a neutral office setting. I arrived early, sat calmly with my lawyer. My wife came in, looking disheveled, eyes red. She tried to speak directly to me. This is all a misunderstanding. Please, let's talk privately. The mediator reminded her of the rules. Keep it professional. We hammered out the division. I'd keep my car, personal savings, and half of the joint account. She'd keep the house since it was in her name before marriage, but she'd need to buy out my share of improvements we'd made. She reluctantly agreed to transfer a lump sum to me. Good. I wanted a clean break with some financial stability to restart my life. As we concluded, she tried one last dirty trick. She claimed I'd been abusive emotionally. That's why she strayed. Without evidence, it was just hot air. My lawyer calmly asked for proof. She had none. I showed the mediator a text from her lover to her, mocking me. The mediator just nodded, understanding the real situation. My wife's face crumpled. She realized no one was buying her lies. After mediation ended, she lingered in the hallway, waiting for a chance to corner me. When my lawyer stepped away briefly, she approached. You can't just leave me like this. We had a life. You're overreacting. I met her gaze and said quietly, You made your choice when you cheated. I'm making mine now. Her entitlement flared, but I said I was sorry. I shrugged. Some things you can't undo. She stormed off, cursing under her breath. That was probably the last face-to-face exchange we'd ever have. I felt lighter walking out of that building, knowing I'd handled everything with a calm ruthlessness she never expected. She thought I was weak, that I'd roll over. Instead, I'd played her at her own game, let her think I was cheating too, threw her in a panic, and then vanished like a ghost. The divorce papers on our anniversary was the final twist of the knife, a message that I knew her treachery all along and refused to play victim. 2 weeks later, the divorce finalized. She signed the settlement, probably gritting her teeth. We were done. legally, financially, and emotionally untangled. My lawyer congratulated me on maintaining composure. Few people handle such betrayals with cold strategy rather than anger. I thanked him and walked away, free man at last. I moved into my new apartment, unpacking boxes filled with only my essentials. No lingering keepsakes of our marriage. I hung a poster on the wall, opened a bottle of cheap wine, and toasted my fresh start. I thought about the moment she found the divorce papers on our anniversary. Her shock, her fury. She deserved every second of it for trying to make me a fool. Did I feel guilty? Not really. She was the one who shattered trust first. I simply refused to be her doormat. The revenge was controlled. No violence, no illegal moves. Just a psychological play to make her taste doubt and confusion before I cut ties. In a strange way, I learned something about myself. I could be strong and cunning when pushed too far. Friends who knew the situation reached out, expressing relief that I got out. A few suggested dating again, but I wasn't ready. I wanted peace. Maybe I'd travel, take a road trip. Without the weight of her lies, I could breathe easier. I never told her how I staged my own affair scenario. Let her believe she missed some proof. Let her puzzle over the mystery woman who never existed. The truth is, my performance was flawless, and it served its purpose. I heard rumors that her lover dumped her after all this drama. Good. That's karma for both of them. Now she had to live with the aftermath of her entitled choices. She tried to manipulate me, but I outplayed her. The consequences were hers to bear. As for the assets, the money she paid me helped cover the legal fees and gave me a cushion to restart. I didn't need much, just enough to feel secure. I had my job, my health, and my newfound confidence. No more lies, no more walking on eggshells. In the end, I saw how fragile trust can be. One betrayal can unravel years of marriage. She took me for granted, assumed I'd never retaliate. By showing her that I could, I reclaimed my self-respect. The legal system played its part, ensuring a fair settlement. I didn't rely on revenge fantasies beyond making her sweat. Now the chapter was closed. With the divorce decree in hand, I sat at a small cafe, sipping coffee, watching people pass by. Life goes on, I thought. Hers will too, just less comfortably than she expected. She can't blame me. She brought this on herself. Maybe she'll learn something, or maybe not. Either way, not my problem anymore. If stories of cunning payback and well-deserved consequences make your day, hit that subscribe button. Future tales might inspire your next stealthy move.